Hello there, welcome back to War Thunder, and today I will give you some first impressions on the T54E1. This is a new American premium medium tank. It sits here between the Magach 3 and the XM1, not just overall in terms of enjoyment and performance, but also in battle rating. And while it doesn't really be as amazing as the XM1, it is definitely much more enjoyable than the Magach 3, at least in my books, and it's much more universally usable as the T114, which is rather situational. So I think it is worth it, but it is first impressions. And when I say first impressions, the meta has been changed due to several additions, including helicopters. We also see now the halving of the required spawn points for a tank that also influences it all, and I have to get into grips with a lot of new tanks and planes and the helicopters to really know where this tank is great at and where it's not so great at. Initially you can do stuff with it, but it also has some limitations, so therefore first impressions. Let's give the matchmaker a few days time to settle down. That's all that I want to say. Now, I like the look of the tank, especially with this camouflage that I purchased on it. I really like it. I like the look of the M48 chassis. I don't really like its performance. The turret is oscillating, so it's an oscillating design, much like on some of the French tanks, and it has a 105mm T140E2 auto-loading cannon. Overall, you have 10 shots, 9 in the drum and 1 in the barrel. Or in the gun breech already loaded, with a lot of shots to reload. Overall 36 shots, and we have overall 4 crew members. We have the driver, the gunner sits on the right, much like the commander, and the loader on the left side from the tank's perspective, from the other side all the way around. The transmission and the overall power pack, engine and so forth sits in the back of the tank. Like usual. The armor is, well, debatable. At the end, it's an M48, so there are parts where you can bounce, where you can ricochet, where you can absorb some shots. The gun mantle as well is pretty bouncy, but very often you just receive a one shot through this relatively big turret ring that also penetrates here this 90mm. That's not a lot of armor, to be honest, so the tank is not an armored behemoth, but you can sometimes absorb shots, and that is what I want to show. Now, the tank overall feels nice, but there are some annoying things. First of all, the chassis, the mobility. It's a bit disappointing, it's a bit underwhelming because it's based on the M48, which I never came to like. And so the engine is just having this annoying revving sound. It's just very sluggish. Sometimes the transmission just stops in corners and just throws you into neutral steering, where it would have been better to slide over one track. So everything comes together in making this tank a bit annoying in close quarters. The turret rotation speed with 17 degrees per second from an expert crew here again, it's okay. The vertical guidance -8 and 13 degrees, it's okay-ish. The reload is great, independent from the crew skill at 5.0 seconds, but after 10 shots you have to reload each shell, and that will take, especially if you're down to just only 2 crew members. Now let's have a quick look at the ammunition. We have 3 nice shells. The T182E1 shell, APCBC round, a bit annoying, it bounces very often, it doesn't feel as punchy as the 105 AP shot from the T29 even, or the 120 AP shot from the T34, and it doesn't even come close to the oomph that the M103's 120 delivers, even though obviously it has less penetration power. But nevertheless, it's a very good shell overall. I love the post-penetration damage effect. I never have tried the APDS, and not just because it's the most expensive shell, but I think overall, if you need a lot of penetration power, why not go instantly to the heat shell to also hull break a lot of the SPA, a lot of the Object 120s and other things that have hull break implemented. So yeah, 380 millimeters of penetration, 8.0, that's just fine, like the heat shell on the M103, but not as good as on the L7 guns with 400. But nevertheless, I just switch between the heat shell and the AP shot and never have used the APDS. So again, it's first impressions. I present you now a bit of a gameplay, and let's see how it works out and what do you think about the tank. Let me know in the comment section. So there we are in our first match, and I cut out the first few minutes and we already are driving back the German team. This is now in mostly a down tier, and there we can see lots of Leopards and Raketenjagdpanzers, first IP shot, and there you could see the great post-penetration damage effect. There is now a Raketenjagdpanzer. Let's see if we can hit him. Yes, first shot is already going in. Now one more good hit. It just bounces on the roof. Come on. That was a buff. It's a very, very tiny target. And there we go. So, 2 kills in quick succession, and there is a rocket coming in. Well, I guess you could have extra thick armor, and it won't save you from those heat rockets. I tried to hide behind those bushes, and you could see the heat shell was absorbed by the trees. So yeah, that was really nice. Yeah. Works the bush trick once more? Nope, sadly not. And now my gun breech is damaged, but it's not really that visible, and I thought it was just a machine gun. Now I wanted to fire, and now I realize it, so let's retreat a bit more. And let's just repair. 35 seconds, that's a lot. Let's call in our artillery strike in the meantime. And yeah, let's just wait. Bit of editing magic and we're back in business. So, the situation has not really changed. And there is a Tiger 2 and another rocket coming in. I hit the gun mantle, the rocket misses me. So it seems like the ATGMs have been fixed. Now I try to load a heat shell for the next shot. And there you can see how long the recycling is. It's like a full minute. That's a long time for a single shot. But I'm still in the fight. Can I see the enemy from here? Yeah. ATGM says no. So the situation is unclear. So we better do not run into something uncertain. That's the call of the day, after I already lost 2 crew members. So my plan is now to hide here behind the house, and I finish here off, or want to disable here the Leopard, retreat behind the house, and the Tiger 2 misses. Let's just aim. I have the reload advantage, and kablam, straight through the turret, igniting the ammunition. And then finishing off. Okay. See, that's what I mean with this AP shot. It's really strange. It's really strange. You get this hits much more often than usual. And that was a triple kill, and I must escape here the Coelian before he tracks me and just gets a random hit into me. Now there are multiple German SPAs, so yeah, I better stay in cover. And now I have no ammunition in the autoloader left. The problem is that I wanted to get some ammunition back to actually hit the enemies, but it was not to be. And so, a few minutes later, I tried to get in the 3rd shell into my magazine to have a decent chance. I get actually hit from behind and finished off by an RE251. So that was that battle. And so you can see, you're never safe from getting flanked. The next battle is much more rich in terms of action and just going into the middle without any sort of flanking through the woods. It is on Hürtgen Forest, and yeah, we have our favorite map layout, City Fight. Yeah, hooray for Gaijin's Intuity. We haven't seen a city map in a long time. So yeah, let's go in and let's just try it out. Now I played this match very aggressively because I wanted to test the tank out, what it can take, what it can dish out, and how it overall performs under the given circumstances of multiple enemies from multiple directions. And I trust in my situational awareness. But of course, if you do this, there is an inevitable end to it. Very rarely you just go in very aggressively and get away with it. But let's see how much damage we can inflict with this overall 10 round autoloader. And again, you can see I have here the APCVC round as my primary shell. I wait for my team to arrive here, drop an artillery strike on the enemy spawn or capture point. I take out here a T54 that tried to flank onto, you know, the side. While I get tracked here, it doesn't really take that much to repair it. Very short track repair time though. And let's wait up until some other tanks get in. They're really dragging their feet. Some of them are not interested in capping. So, come on. Yeah, I guess now it's time. I give the signal with the machine gun, drive in, and we cap. So, why do I wait? Well, I want to get as many people as possible to get here the 300 spawn points. Everybody gets the spawn points. It doesn't really matter how long they participate in the capturing process. Of course, the civil lines and the RP get divided through the time of participating in the capturing process and also how many people are there capturing. And yes, I'm blind, but it doesn't really matter. Thank you very much, BMP1. They get really spammed out a lot due to the BMP2, and I guess those are free-to-play players that want to get the 30% bonus of researching the other, well, tank. I guess also a lot of people have put a talisman on it, so you get a lot, and I mean a lot of research points. So we finish off this guy. This guy thinks, oh, I have fired, he can finish me off, but my reload is so quick that I get here a double kill. So that is the amazing part of the autoloader. Now the problem is I must not, you know, overextend, and I saw that there is some action going on. That was a track on an IS-7. Let's make sure we finish him off. Back of the turret, thank you very much. And there is a BMP2, what it seems like. Yeah, ATGM misses me. There is another tank. I have to repair my gun barrel here. I get an kill assist, supporting fire. You know, this is played very, very aggressively. Yeah, 9 seconds for the gun barrel. That's not too long. Come on, come on. This is very intense. What should I do? What should I do? My team is going in very aggressively. A gets decaptured. We are in the middle of the map. I secure this side. And now I need to make sure that I don't get killed that easily. So always put a solid cover on at least one side of your tank. And always observe the enemy's routes of advance. Where is the enemy? There are a lot of them are still alive. Where are they? They should be around here. There it is. Good night, sunshine. Is there another one? That's already my 6th kill. Just like that. Call in an artillery strike on A, which is already getting captured again. So we can, you know, see the exact location of the enemy tank, what kind of type it is. My team is already engaging, but I don't think I should go in right now. It's an IS-4M. And I get hit by an ATGM that does no damage, but where has it come from? Somewhere to my right. Where is it? I have no idea. There it is. Good night, sunshine. Yeah, BMP1s. It's safe to say that there are a lot of them around there. And now my turret ring got damaged and my driver got knocked out with one hit. So I marked the tanks. I tried to get in the shot. Ah, what a shame. What a shame. So yeah, and that is the end of this battle. Let's hop into the next one. And this time we are on Berlin. Funnily enough, this was on the live stream of many miles from many miles away. And it was just a coincidence that we ended up on the same team. Again, the matches are relatively small in terms of player numbers. And again, my internet kicks in. So that makes already the recipe for a very spicy battle, doesn't it? And I drive to my usual location from this side, and let's see what we can do. Now, funnily enough, we will see how the AP shot will perform in this battle as well, and that's very interesting to watch then. Let's hope that nobody is coming the same way from the other side, but to be honest, that happens relatively rarely. And I just park here, and my job is now to actually prevent somebody to get in. And there's our first customer. It's an IS-7, and okay. It panned but did no damage. But we see some other customers a bit further away. At this point, it really is very beneficial for me to have a good screen, good resolution, and I cannot use here the heat because simply the fact that is very problematic to shoot through, you know, the trees. That was a nice ricochet on the machine gun. Okay. And then we aim a bit lower, go through the crew compartment and kill them all. And then what is that? Well, that was an IS-6. So you can see the autoloader is very beneficial. That's a double strike. And now I don't know what to do because I cannot go from the rear into A. And I need to also get some ammunition back into my autoloader. So that's something that I always carry with me. The worrying that I run out of ammunition in my autoloader. So I just stay here and let's just see what the rest of my team is doing. If I have supported them enough to get into C and nobody is going for B on Berlin. Nobody is going for the B on Berlin? What? I know, but you know, the bad jokes are for free on this channel. So, we go into the other sniping position and let's just check out what's going on here. Now there are already two teammates, but I don't know how they are already involved in the fight, if they have the chance of picking somebody. And nice hull break, Gaijin. So that was on a BMP-1. And I damaged the turret rotation, the turret ring, and also the gun breech. But yeah, no hull break. I think the gun is either too small. With the heat shell, I would have hull broken him for sure. And maybe even some more initial damage with the splash. And there we go. And with that shot, we also, you know, got some trees out of the way. It's very difficult to snipe in there, but to kill an camping object 120 is always nice. Guys, this location where the object 120 is, it's known, it's predictable, it's just not very useful. Now the artillery strike is coming in and I just don't know what to do. It's the situation where I have absolutely no plan what to do. Now, the result of this battle is actually pretty nice. But again, you can see I play very defensively, despite being in the enemy's half of the map. Now, if my side would be really clean, I would go into A and take on this IS-7, probably just to make sure with a heat shell. And I always observe here the area and make sure that, hello there. That was badly aimed. That was badly aimed. That was definitely on my end. So this tank is definitely nothing that you can rush out with and just yeah, shoot around you. Oh, is that, what is that? That was a Japanese tank, right? Where is he? Where is he? Come on, show yourself and make it quick and dirty. So kill message reveals another object 120, killing a T95. Very balanced, very balanced. There is an SPA, and you can see how long it took. And again, with the heat shell, this would have been a hull break. But now he has learned his lesson and has gone out of his way. It doesn't really bother me anymore. Yep, and that was a nice shell into the back of a T54. Very balanced. We're already pushing towards the spawn. So I was not really a hardcore spawn pushing. I was not really spawn camping yet. And there is the SPA again. But again, he has hidden himself just to get killed from the other side by an M48. So, and the rest of the match is actually now cleaning up. So let's just summarize the tank in the last few minutes of the match while we then look at the end of the day at the results. 4 kills, 3 kill assists so far. Let's see what we can also collect till the end. So the tank has average mobility, I'd say. And it also has a good variety of ammunition. The armor doesn't really protect you that much. The gun handling is decent. It's really okay. Overall, it's a nice, fair premium. It is definitely much more fun than the Magach 3. That I just can't stand it. The autoloader is nice. But it also has the disadvantage that you just can fire 10 shots. However, very often in those brawling situations, to get a second shot off very quickly is sometimes very often more important than, you know, just having a consistent fire rate but a bit slower. And there you could see if you misfire, all the reload in the world doesn't really matter. The price for it was something along the lines of 8,000 something gold needles. So that's not, I guess, not as expensive as the XM1 that also just comes in a package. So it's one of the few tanks that you actually can buy with gold needles at rank 5, which is nice. And I really like the character of the tank as first impressions. Overall, there is nothing wrong with it. I mean, you could overdo it and say, well, it's missing AP-HE rounds, but that would be a bit too much. And there you can see how the assists are coming in and how we just clean up the enemy team. Yeah, it was just a killing frenzy at the end, but the tank can have a monumental, how should I say, impact in the first few deciding minutes due to the autoloader, due to the ammunition choice. Sometimes a heat shell is disappointing, you can't use it by shooting through bushes or fences or other obstacles, and sometimes the AP shot just doesn't have the caliber nor the penetration power to go through armor reliable. So let's see if we can get here anything on this. No, just a split second later he got taken out because of the spawn protection. Let's end it here and let's have a quick look at the results. So the maximum modifiers result in 71,000 civilians and 11,000 vehicle research points without boosters but with a premium account, and that's a really nice income for first impressions on the T54E1. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give this video a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and as usual, we'll see each other on the battlefields of War Thunder.